Well, good evening and welcome to Modern Spiritualists Live. I'm Aeson Knight, and joining me tonight is the famous Sandie Starr. How are you, darling?
I'm good. How you doing?
Oh, I'm just plain evilly intoxicated. We're a little late. We got delayed because of some tech issues. We've got those worked out now, so things should go well. So, Sandie, you're based out of the U.S.
Say that again. She froze up.
Said you're based out of the U.S.
Yes, I am.
But you're not originally a United States citizen. Where'd you grow up at?
Well, I used to be an Australian citizen. Now I'm a
Mm-hmm.
United States citizen. I have dual citizenship.
Oh, so you can actually choose to get the heck out of this place if you wanted.
Yeah, and I can do that with my whole family. I can
Wow.
get my grandson sponsored, my cat sponsored. My daughter's also a dual citizen, so she's cool. So,
Awesome. Yeah. So you've been with Keen for about 20 years now.
so I think it's 21 years now.
21. Wow. You're getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how'd you start out working as with the working in general?
Well, I started in Australia,
Uh-huh.
and I was working like two jobs to support my daughter because I was a
Mm-hmm.
single parent,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw an ad for
Right.
psychic readers.
Mm-hmm.
I was already doing that a little bit, so I thought, let me just apply for it, and I got all dressed up in a suit because I had to actually go in person to apply
Uh-huh.
for this job, and so I got all dressed up and I went in there and I said, I'm here. They said,
Right.
I'm good, and they said you can start right away.
Uh-huh.
And it's all you work from home, and you work on the phone, and you can go home and start working on the phone. Here are your codes and everything to log in. And I went home, and that's how it all started. And I stayed home from that moment onward,
Right.
being able to be a better parent to my daughter because I was home,
Right.
earning a better income,
Mm-hmm.
and went from there. Basically,
Yeah.
never looked back.
No looking back, just jump right into it. Now, when did you start noticing your psychic abilities?
When I was a kid, when I
Uh-huh.
was a young teenager, maybe 14,
Uh-huh.
we started playing with Ouija boards.
Okay.
I don't remember how we knew about Ouija boards. I don't even remember.
Right.
We didn't actually have a board. We just put letters. We cut
Mm-hmm.
out letters,
Okay.
and got a glass and put it upside down
Uh-huh.
and let it go to the letters.
Uh-huh.
And we would accuse each other of moving it, and
Uh-huh.
then we'd freak ourselves out because no one was moving it.
Right.
Then they would give off these blood curdling screams and stop doing it.
You know what's weird is that's a Victorian seance method.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I do Victorian seances all the time.
right.
And that is what I do. That's how I do it. Is I do the letters with normally a crystal wine glass and have them
Right.
move around. So
Similar.
for you to start that as a teenager is just even impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, we did it very young. I was very young, and I don't know. And then after that, my friends and I would get together, and I would, I would hold something that belonged to them, like their glasses or
Hmm.
a necklace or a ring or whatever, and I'd start telling them stuff about
Right.
their boyfriends and whatnot.
Right.
And then I went to university, and
Hmm.
at the university I went to, Melbourne University, there was a book they called The Yellow People's Pages of Melbourne University.
Uh-huh.
And it was like a book of like a phone book just for the university.
Right.
In that phone book was a spiritual healer,
Uh-huh.
psychic, a numerologist. So
Really?
yeah, a friend and I decided to go visit this guy,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't have the name Sandie then. I had
Hmm.
Margaret then,
Right.
and he did this numerology reading on me, and he said that these are the letters, and it came to Sandie. And these
Uh-huh.
are the letters because I was too much with my heart, not my head. And
Right.
that name would make me think more with my head than my heart.
Right.
So that was that. So I became Sandie.
Hmm.
And he also said I was a spiritual healer.
Hmm.
And he invited me to some healing
Wow.
situation where I would put my hands on someone and heal them.
Hmm.
I didn't feel 100% comfortable with that, even though it was working, but I wasn't really 100%.
Right. Well,
Was,
that happens with new things as you get
yeah,
really like entangled with it. And it's, am I doing this right? Open
yeah,
that book up to page 23. Let me look at this again.
yeah,
Especially when like you're doing Reiki and stuff, and there's stuff where, and
yeah,
it's like, as you're just getting used to it.
yeah.
And then of course you read the tarot.
Oh, yeah, the tarot thing was another. I had a neighbor. That's how I got into tarot. And it was,
Uh-huh.
again, my daughter was around then, and she was probably 5 years old. And I
Mm-hmm.
had a neighbor who used to do tarot, and she would open up the cards on. And I just said to her, how do you do that?
Mm-hmm.
And she said, you do it when you look at the cards. You let the cards tell you
Right.
what they feel. Don't go by the book that comes with the cards.
Right.
I ran out and bought myself some tarot cards, and I did that,
Uh-huh.
and it worked. So I
It's
was reading tarot cards I was using the tarot cards as a tool for a long time.
mm-hmm.
But then what I realized is my psychic abilities began to develop
Mm-hmm.
a great deal, and I didn't need any tools anymore.
Right.
I just needed to look at someone
Right.
and have a bit of a chat to them for a second.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing I knew, I was predicting stuff and outcomes and
Right.
telling them what's going on around them, and
Mm-hmm.
it just became a matter of fact. Like it
Right.
was, and it just stayed with me. I don't understand how it just all stayed with it. Just developed
Well,
there.
it grows like a muscle, honey, and we get to
Yeah,
that point where I have cards and I use cards constantly. But my guy's like, you don't need them, and I'm like, yes, I do. Yes, I do. I need to be able to do them. I need to be able to use them. You know that type of thing. And they're like, but I'm like, no. The client's calling for a tarot reading. They're going to get a tarot reading.
right.
Even if I already know before touching the cards, their boyfriend's an asshole. They're going to get a tarot reading that shows it.
Well, I kind of like cheat a little bit sometimes. I mean, very rarely this happens, but someone say, you got the cards, and I go, yeah, I got the cards out. I don't have the cards out because they're in a drawer over there. Now they're closer to me because I do some tarot card stuff with you. So they
Mm-hmm.
name me all the time now. But yeah, I got the cards out and they believe me and I tell them.
Mm-hmm.
And, and I'm not still, I don't feel like I'm cheating that person. I'm still giving them value. Like I'm still giving them insight into their future
Right.
and understanding. But I really don't need to use the cards anymore. I
Right.
really, yeah. And along with it, I've also studied psychology. I spent 7 years at university studying psychology.
Mm-hmm.
That also helps too. That's
Right.
also a very good tool to have. And so I combine it all.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, I think I've evolved again lately.
Mm-hmm.
Really, in the last, I'd say week or two, I've re-evolved.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm coming out with some new. I should write a book.
You really should.
Yeah, I'm
You've
coming
been
out.
working on it for a while now. You need to just get to writing because
I've
it's
got a
been
lot
a
of
while.
Sandieisms. Yeah,
Well, you do, and that's the joy of some of some of the things that we'll talk about in the second half of the
yeah,
show, and some of the cool things that you do with your clients,
yeah.
and some different things you've developed there. But also when you've been around the block as long as we have,
Mm-hmm.
we've seen a lot. We've
Yes,
lived a lot.
yes,
We've worked with crystals and herbs and singing bowls and chopsticks and this, that, and another. And it sometimes takes a minute to go, okay, now what, you want an angel reading. Okay, which of the 13 angel decks do I want to use that I've collected along this time? And a lot of times it's like, all right, hey, Michael, what's up? What is going on with her? Well, she's got a headache because she worries too much. And, it's connecting with those spirit guides and working with that spiritual information, whether it be angels or guides or their guides. And I think that's something that me and another friend was talking about is if, the psychic world was put into the plane, it would look like a Google map.
it would.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many different ways that we approach it. Like you
Right.
approach it your way, and I approach it my way,
Mm-hmm.
and it all comes to like all roads lead to Rome. It
Right.
all comes to the same thing, but there are ways of getting there
Mm-hmm.
through angels that I
Yeah.
believe in, and the guides. But my guides only talk to me, and I
Right.
always tell my clients that their guides only talk to them, but you've got the ability to be able to speak to their guides, which I don't have that ability.
Well, it's more like my guides pull their guides into the over to the wall and go, "What the hell's wrong with this one?"
Yeah.
Yeah, and then comes back and tells me. But that's how that works for me.
Yeah.
Is to look at it and go, "What are you? What's going on in this picture?
Yeah, exactly.
What are these options? What are these problems?"
Right.
And really working for me. It's always working for the core, like the boyfriend or the husband. Yeah. You've got a joint mission together. You can choose to do it or pass it on to the next season.
Right.
What really matters to you? Now, you work heavily with relationships.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. So I had someone on the side there asking me something. I had to do a bit of sign language. I don't know. So, I do work primarily with relationships. That is my core interaction, or with the individual as well, but mostly with relationships.
Right.
And with the individual, I mean, when I work with I work with emotional issues.
Right.
The individual. And when it comes to relationships, they are highly complex.
They are.
And I think we mentioned earlier before we had a pre-chat where I find a lot of people will apply double standard to the dynamic of their relationship. I find that's a really core issue for a lot of relationship dynamics. Because a lot of relationship dynamics are based on insecurities.
Right.
Insecurities, we all have them, everyone on the planet, including animals, everyone. It's how we deal with our insecurities that is the key. And if you don't allow your insecurities to overwhelm you, then you can deal with them and deal with your relationship in such a way where it's balanced. But a lot of people get caught up in a double standard because they're insecure, and therefore they try to control their partner.
Right. And I find that they have a lot of bad behaviors. Like I don't know, maybe it's just me and the relationships I've had, but we have literally went through. And when I start dating, I start negotiating. This is the type of relationship I want. This is the type of person I want to be in. It's almost like a job description, or and this is the role I want you to play in my life, and these are your boundaries.
Right.
I don't find many people have those conversations.
Well, those conversations are really important.
Right.
Unfortunately, they had their own set of boundaries, etc. Right.
Right.
So that it's gonna become this kind of push me pull you thing. I mean, I want it my way, and I want to do it this way, and I want to. The best thing is to find that balance, and that's very difficult and very complex to find. But here I try to do it with my clients in 10 minutes. I try to squeeze in 10 years of therapy in 10 minutes. Right?
Well, that's because you don't have to sit there and deal with the mother issues or the daddy issues or, how was your childhood? Boring. I don't remember most of it. Like no adult remembers stuff from their child. Remember stuff from their childhood.
Exactly. So I often will say, stop allowing your insecurities to overwhelm you. Stop basing all your decisions on your insecurities, and treat your partner as an individual with exactly the same rights that you have. So if your partner's tired or irritable, is not in the mood for sex or anything, fine. It's not the end of the world. Right. It doesn't immediately mean he's out there sleeping with someone or she's out there sleeping with someone else. It just means they're tired. They're not in the mood for sex. And lo and behold, you go through many times where you're tired and not in the mood either. So it's why is it okay for you not to be in the mood and not okay for your partner not to be in the mood? Why? Because you're now in this moment allowing your insecurities to overwhelm you, and you immediately start thinking the worst. And you think, oh, now they're not in the mood, so therefore they must be leaving me, and they must be sleeping with my neighbor or my auntie or my uncle or
somebody at work.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a fast break, and hear a word from our sponsors. When we come back, let's talk about something that I find aggravating as Hades.
All right.
Modern day privacy.
Looking forward to it.
Awesome.
I found out that my husband had been cheating on me, and my whole world turned upside down.
I stressed over any and everything, constantly waiting for the next shoe to drop. I was attracted to a psychic advisor to get clarity.
I was like, there's no way that's real. But the things that were coming up felt so accurate.
I really need that unbiased, non-judgmental advice. If there's some part of your life that is not quite fitting in, you maybe want to try something that you haven't tried before.
Try psychic reading on your phone. Your first 3 minutes are free. First, choose a topic or method. Second, choose a psychic. Third, start a call or chat. The first 3 minutes are on us. Install Zodiac Psychics now. Talk to a gifted and trusted psychic advisor.
All right, welcome back. So, privacy over the years has changed a lot.
Oh, yes.
We have new little toys, that take our attention. And, it used to be if you wondered if your man was cheating, you checked his collar, you sniffed the cologne on his shirt, you went through his desk drawer, you went through his car. Now people are right up in the conversations with his friends. And why are you saying this? What's your viewpoint on this? Because I have.
I find it infuriating.
Mm-hmm.
I find it almost like a violation because they will hack into your phone.
Mm-hmm.
They will stalk your social media, and they see one attractive woman, and that woman's life is over. Or one attractive guy, and that guy's life is over. Because they'll start stalking them. They'll start saying and doing things that are very damaging. And in the old days, it was like lipstick on your collar, or the smell of aftershave or perfume, or strange stains in strange places, or a bobby pin under the car seat,
It could have been there 30 years since you bought the car.
Yeah, right. So, but the thing is, today, I find that it's too easy for people to be intrusive and to misconstrue what they're seeing. For example, I don't know about you, but every now and then in my junk mail, I get ads for sexy whatever, pornographic whatever, and it's meaningless, it's useless. I delete everything, right?
Right.
My email just obviously got sold to somebody somewhere along the way, and it's whatever. Right? But some woman or some guy will see this email, and they'll immediately assume the worst.
Right.
Immediately. Oh no, this is all happening. No, that's just some promotional email that's got nothing to do with anybody.
Right.
Or it. So, but they somehow manage to get the passwords off their partners.
Well, it's because they're easy normally to guess if you know your partner well enough.
Exactly.
Or you share it. Or, if you're like, my non-work computer isn't password protected.
Right.
I'm not passwording it. Why? Everyone in the household uses it. I'll have to tell them to type it 300 times.
Yeah. So privacy is an issue nowadays.
Yeah.
A big one.
Well, and this is what I like to tell my clients. And you can tell me if you think this is equitable or not. If you went through his phone, then he deserves to wear your underwear next Friday. And when they go, oh my God, you can't do that. That would be, that's so weird. That's the level of weirdness you have gone to.
Exactly. Or I spoke to someone recently where they called this guy's wife. And she's wondering why he's upset. And I said, look, you go through someone's phone, you call their ex or you call their current, right? And you say something to their current that he's not ready for his current to hear, right? It's his responsibility. It's his commitment. And he's the one that's responsible for
that
changing the dynamic of his marriage or relationship, whatever. And and they cause this kind of drama and
Mhm.
upheaval in people's lives
Mhm.
that are unnecessary.
Well, not only that, but it ruins the relationship.
Oh, absolutely. Trust is gone. All
Trust
trust
is
is gone.
gone in the. All right, let's talk about this because the people get a little aggravated and upset. But I'm sorry if you decide to get involved with a married man or a married woman. There are certain things you give up. There are certain things that you go, okay, that's not my department to deal with.
Correct.
It's the same as you don't call your husband's boss and tell him that you think he sucks
Exactly.
or
And
that he's
people have
planning
done
on
that.
getting a new job.
And people have done that. Found out when people work, we call work contacts. They don't even know who they're calling.
No,
They don't know who it is. I would say see a female name or a male name. Oh, that's it. That's the one. No, because that might be that person's boss or work associate or
hmm
workplace enemy, the whole frenemy. You don't
hmm
know who you talk, and it can cause lives to be destroyed.
right.
It's highly
Lives,
dangerous.
people to be
Highly
destroyed.
dangerous.
And the other part of that is divorce ain't easy. I don't care what country, where you live at,
No,
divorce is
it's not at
not
all easy.
easy. You have to have things put together. You have to, especially if you're the fouling spouse that's already started another relationship.
Correct.
You've got to have things put together to survive on why the first 15th or whatever wife decides what she wants out of the relationship.
Correct. A
You know,
divorce is not easy, and one has to be patient,
yeah,
extraordinarily patient.
right.
And yeah, going off subject just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot stand it when someone's having an affair with someone, and in doing so within itself, that the person having an affair with
Mm-hmm.
is usually the cheater,
Yeah.
right? But they will go on about the spouse. Oh, the spouse is no good. The spouse is this, that. That's hang on a minute. Wait a minute.
Uh-huh.
And if I bring to their attention, but your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, is the cheater,
Mm-hmm.
is the liar
Right.
in the scenario, not the spouse,
Right.
not the wife or husband. Your
Mm-hmm.
boyfriend, I know yes, he is. And they get all upset and bent out of shape. And it's just because you're in love doesn't make the person you're in love with infallible of anything. Like, can't do anything wrong.
Especially when it's new relationship energy. That first 3 months, the honeymoon negotiational period. And I don't care if they're in a relationship, have been in a relationship, you're buying a used car.
Yeah,
You're hiring an employee that worked for another company or is still working for another company, is now moonlighting with your company, may go full time with your company, may not. You're not responsible to deal with that other relationship. Your
exactly.
relationship is with the person you started your relationship with, and you need to deal with them within your department, which is
Right,
your relationship.
right. So, which goes back to the original topic.
Mm-hmm.
One should respect the other's privacy
Mm-hmm.
to the fullest.
Right.
And in doing that, they're showing that they trust their partner.
Mm-hmm.
That and if they don't trust their partner, then they've got to sit down and wonder why they're not trusting their partner.
Right.
Where is that lack of trust coming from?
Right.
And if you put yourself in a situation where 9 times out of 10 you probably will get hurt, you've got to take responsibility of making that choice yourself because you're there and you're doing it. But don't intrude on other people's privacy because privacy is extraordinarily important and extraordinarily valuable, and they don't know what they're intruding on and they don't know what's going on. That's why we have stalking laws. This is exactly why we have stalking laws, because stalking is the ultimate in intruding on someone's privacy.
Right. Very much so. And the other part of that, and the more harder part of that to get and to understand, is the side of that where it is not just the privacy, but it implies into the relationship, the trust, the communication, the loyalty there. You're not proving his loyalty, you're proving that he is inloyal.
Yeah.
Because you can't trust him.
Exactly.
And I'm sorry, there are a lot of things I don't accept from a man. A man not being able to drive a car and hold a job, I got a problem.
Yeah.
I'll take one or the other. I won't take both.
Yeah,
You gotta
exactly.
be able to drive. I cannot, for me, I cannot stand a partner underneath my feet. And I
No.
see it so much today in modern social media.
Yeah.
You know, it's like my partner doesn't get into my office, doesn't get into my files, doesn't know who my clients are
Right.
because it's none of their business.
Exactly.
Okay. So on that side of it, you flip the other side of that, and it's like you have responsibilities when you enter any relationship, whether it's a side piece relationship or a second relationship or, a secondary relationship. You have responsibilities, both partners do, but there's things that you learn that you have to deal with. It's like you buy a used car, you got to deal with, scratches down the side of the car or, a weird noise or some smell that just, whatever the car comes with.
Exactly. Exactly. And most adult relationships, people have ex relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And if there are children involved,
Mm-hmm.
one thing is for certain, you
Mm-hmm.
cannot play with that relationship.
No.
If there's co-parenting going on and they've got to maintain contact with the parent,
Mm-hmm.
don't touch that.
No.
It's none of your business. It's not your kids. It's
Mm-hmm.
you can't intrude on it. You can't start treating the kids badly if you're, for whatever reason. You got to keep out. It's none of your business. All of it.
Right. And the other side of that, and the harder side of that, and is now you have, if you start dating someone with a child, after 6 months, the healthy point of introducing yourself to the child, you now have two relationships going on
Exactly.
independently. Well,
Exactly.
technically 3. Okay, you have a relationship with your partner, you have a relationship with that child, and then you have a relationship with that child's other parent.
Correct. And you've got to respect that. You've got to respect the child, and you've got to respect the child's relationship with their parent,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't intrude on that. And a lot of people it drives me insane.
Right.
Because people like to try to intrude on that, and it's wrong.
Right.
Very wrong.
Right. And the other part that I find very wrong with it is when they come in as the girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
dad's new girlfriend, and they start trying to change behaviors when they don't even know the child's shoe size.
Exactly.
Okay. Or change the child's choices and things. Again, what size is the child's shoe? Oh, you can't tell me? You don't get that right. When you've built a relationship up, that's when you can say, you really look bad in orange. I know you like wearing it, but it really goes terrible with your red hair. Let me take you clothes shopping. Let me have fun with you, because that fur, excuse me. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. Phones ring.
Clients, I love you, but I'm on a show right now. I will call you back when I'm done. Get in the wait line. They're on Keen. I will call you.
Right. Yeah. Messing with other people's kids is not a good thing, unless there's only one exception to the rule. If you see child abuse, but real child abuse.
And then you don't handle it unless that child directly is in danger. You don't handle that. You turn that over to the authorities to handle.
Precisely. But it has to be real. Don't just do it out of being vindictive, or you want to get the mother out of the way.
Yeah. Because you're never going to get them out of the way. Yeah.
No, exactly. You're married if you are involved with this person, you are now involved with their whole family.
Yeah.
That's it. Their dog, their cat, the kids, the wife, the ex-wife, the ex-boyfriend, they're all there. They're all there, and you're gonna. And the best way to deal with it is to be positive and don't deal with it. It's their responsibility. You're there. Be friends with the child. Be a friend of the child, not a parent. A friend, because you're not parenting that child.
No.
The child is being parented, and that's it. The child has their extended family or whatever to parent them, and their mum and dad. You're there. You're the lover. You're the friend, and that's it.
Right.
That's your role.
Yeah.
What's my son's duty to know that?
Yeah. Well, I think it was. I've seen a lot of comments and conversations about red flags and green flags. So when we come back, let's talk relationship green flags, shall we?
Definitely.
All right. We'll be right back.
Try psychic reading on your phone. Your first 3 minutes are free. First, choose a topic or method. Second, choose a psychic. Third, start a call or chat. The first 3 minutes are on us. Install Zodiac Psychics now. Talk to a gifted and trusted psychic advisor.
For so long, everything was difficult because I was allowing it to be and almost finding more comfort in that chaos.
My psychic advisor really helped me stop and take a breath and look within and be okay with what was happening right now.
Having that 24/7 access is amazing. Just a quick moment to get some clarity.
We are here on a journey and we can't always control it. All we can do is be along for the ride.
All right. Welcome back. All right, Sandie. What is the 3 first date green flags?
All right. One, if they're married and their wife doesn't understand them, that's a definite red
No.
flag. Green
First,
flags.
green
flags. Sorry.
Green flags. First date green flags.
Recompute.
Yeah. We're
Okay,
so used to talking about the red flag.
Green flag.
Yeah.
Okay. My boyfriend pays all this child support to his wife and visits the kids and puts them first. Green flag.
Mm-hmm.
My boyfriend
First
works
date, though.
first date.
First date green flags.
First date.
We've got a lot of people are now just freshly back in the dating pool.
Right. First date green flag would be asking how you are. How are you?
Mm-hmm.
It's an immediate show of interest in who you are,
Mm-hmm.
and immediately tells you that he's taking notice of you. So that is a definite green flag. It's
Okay.
not, hey, this is what I do, who I am, and like you're not there. And
Right.
he's talking person, male, female, doesn't matter who's doing it.
Right.
And so they're not there, and you're just sitting there listening to them about them, and they're not asking you how you are and how you're doing and what, you know, they're not interested in you.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got to return the favor. So the first green flag is showing an interest in you and finding out how you are and what you do, as well as telling you about themselves.
All right. My first date green flag, first one is they're on time.
Oh, that's very important. Yeah.
You can tell when they're on time, it's important to them.
They
Or
respect your
early.
time.
I love them when they're early. They show up at the door, not blown horn, at the door to pick you up early.
Right. So on time means they respect your time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 2 we've got. So showing an interest in you means they're not selfish, and being on time means they respect your time and knocking on the door if you're being picked up.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. What's your second one?
I'm so used to doing red flags. Green flags are really hard.
I know. It's like we have to reprogram our brains to what the positive changes are.
So another one is showing an interest in your family.
Okay.
Talking about their family in a positive way, talking about their friends in a positive way. If you're not hearing gossip, so have positive messages coming from them about other people, their life, their family. So it will tell you that they're not gossiping about you as soon as you walk away.
Right.
So if you're going to walk away, they're going to be saying something positive. So basically, not gossiping, being positive.
For me, my second green flag would be they have table manners.
Table manners, that's absolutely amazing. Yes.
Yes.
Manners.
Not stand someone and chewing with their, talking with their mouth full, elbows on the table. Being rude to the wait staff, that's an issue.
I've got another green flag.
Okay.
When you go to their apartment, the state of their apartment or house.
Okay.
The green flag is if it's clean, fresh,
Mhm.
nice. You can see that it's not just suddenly. You can see that it's clean, always fresh. They're clean, so their hygiene and the cleanliness of their apartment. Big green flag.
All right. Now this one's more modern green flag for me.
All right.
They're not on their cell phone during the date.
Oh, that's exactly.
You know, answering text messages, answering calls, you know, messaging on Facebook, taking photos and posting to Instagram. No. You can do your social media after we're done.
Exactly. All of that can wait. You tell your friends you're unavailable.
Mm-hmm.
You're on a date, and as soon as they start talking to someone else, it's over.
Yeah.
You're not there anymore. It's the same as being soft. You're not there anymore. So that is a green flag when they pay you the respect and attention that you deserve, and you're doing the same back to them. It's a two-way street. But yeah, that's definitely a green flag. Definitely.
Okay. So we're done with our first date.
Yeah.
When should they call? This is a problem in modern day world where you've already added them to all your Facebooks. No. First dates don't get added to crap except maybe their phone number in your phone.
Right.
When do you think the masculine party of the relationship that covers it all the way should go after the first date for the second?
The next day. There's no this game playing, wait 3 days because I want to seem desperate. The next day is a green flag. Hi, I enjoyed dinner last night. Look forward to doing that again. When would you like to arrange another date? The next day is fine. You don't have to wait 3 days.
Right.
What have you been waiting 3 days for? To prove what? You know, because that's not going to stop them from being desperate at a future date.
Not only that, but you know, that old 3-day rule came back because that's how because you didn't used to call, you would send a card, and it took 3 days for the card to get.
Yeah, but we have a phone now, so
we have phones now. But this is those leftover bits from Victorian history. That
exactly. So you call it exchange, say thank you, and that is a huge green flag when they do that because they're thanking you for your time, and they're looking forward to seeing you again. And I know, that is a green flag that they're showing some paying you attention and saying thank you. And that I think that's a nice thing to do. I think that's a green flag.
Okay. So, let's take on some of those other rules that, may have been outdated. When do you kiss them?
Whenever you want to.
Okay.
The green flag, you don't force it. You don't force the kiss, that type of thing. You do, but if that's what one feels they want to do is when you're ready to kiss that person. So that can be on the first date, that can be on the 10th date, but and you can tell them. I mean, the first kiss is always the awkward kiss, right? It's always everyone's all shy and stupid, and so, but you can say, look, I find you very attractive, and I want to kiss you. And that's they
need to accept,
or
need to choose to accept or not.
Yeah, and the other person say, "Yeah, I want to kiss you too, but I'm not ready now. Right now, I've got garlic breath, whatever." So it's whatever. But the kiss is a natural part of the relationship evolving, and that a relationship can evolve. Let me just throw an example in here. Way back when I was at university, I worked at a health food store part-time. And the owners of the health food store were always telling me their story of how they met and fell in love. And how they met and fell in love was the guy, during his lunch break, went to a health food store to eat lunch, and she was the waitress. And that very night, they moved in with each other and been together 20 years.
Wow. Now, if that ain't fate, just writing a book.
Yeah, exactly. So the first kiss, and we're getting off the subject a little bit of grief.
No, we're not. We're staying right into that, taking them through this dating process.
Yeah, is a natural development of the relationship. And it can happen at any time. It can happen as soon as you guys say hello, because the attraction can be very strong and no one understands what attraction is. So don't ever please ask me to define it because I don't know. And there's many different definitions of what it could be, the hypotheticals and whatnot. But it could be the first second they meet and it's an immediate attraction and they kiss immediately. Or it could be an hour after they finished eating dinner, right? Or it could be a week later, after their third dinner. It doesn't matter. What matters is it happens naturally.
Right.
Relationships cannot be forced.
Right.
Commitments can't be forced.
Okay.
That's another thing.
So when does it go from a casual date to dating? How many dates?
There's no, again, you can't do that. You can't say, oh, it's got to be 10 dates and we're dating. You can't do that. That falls back into the natural progression of things, because you might date someone 3 times and they might all of a sudden be talking to you and they've got something dribbling down and they've got spaghetti hanging out of their mouth. Hang on a minute. This is not going to work. See you later. So it doesn't matter how many dates.
Okay. See, I would say you need to make a decision on whether you like the person by the 3rd date.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you can either, but even then, because I've had women, when I go back to my psychology counseling days, they say I met and fell in love with this guy and we got married, and now it's about 2 years into the relationship, and all of a sudden becomes this violent animal, right? So you can't really tell when someone's going to be someone you don't want to be with. You can either grow together or you grow apart. So there's no specific right time. You could date. You could decide to date someone after the 3rd date. So this is going really well. We're sexually compatible because we've already had sex by now, and this has all happened, and it's wonderful. And then a year into it, they decide that you're going to use you as a punching bag.
Right, and that's when it's like, nope, you're fired.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, a lot of women don't say you're fired. They stick with it for some unknown reason. But nevertheless, emotions are very complex and people find it difficult to let go of people. But one thing I will say, and I'm going to do red flag just for a second, if you're seeing a red flag within the first 2 dates, that's when you nip it in the bud. Before the 3rd date. Right. Before you decide to take it any further, nip it in the bud while you're not emotionally invested.
Right.
Don't wait. Don't wait for it to get better. Because 9 times out of 10, it gets worse. Because everyone will always say, and you'll hear this a lot, it was always so great in the beginning. It was great. Of course it was great in the beginning, because in the beginning, they had their masks on and they were faking it. And you excuse the red flags because but they're this, but they're that, but they're this. And next thing you know, you're being cheated on and beaten up, and God knows what else is going on. So nip it in the bud. Nip it in the bud is very important. As soon as you see the first red flags, and go with your feelings. Sorry.
So, in your opinion, when is it appropriate to add them to social media?
Never.
I think that's a good answer too, but that no one's going to follow that rule.
Yeah, no. Well, again, whenever they're ready, if they feel they've got a good social media following and they've got, maybe a couple of exes there, but they're good friends now and they're not going to be stupid. Yeah, anytime you're ready to. If that's what you're feeling you want to do, and you want to show off this person and you want everyone to see what you ate for dinner and when you held hands at, Mount Rushmore or whatever it is you're doing, right? Or you're sitting under a palm tree at, some beach, by all means, do that. By all means, you're ready. As long as you're doing it for the right reasons, you're doing it because you're proud of this person and you want to share this experience with your friends. Don't do it to make an ex jealous or whatever, or start some convoluted craziness,
Right.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's take a break and we'll be right back. And when we come back, we'll be talking about some other new kind of things on the relationship field. Shall we, Sandie?
Absolutely.
Live tarot and psychic readings. Get 3 free minutes on your first session. Find answers and peace of mind anywhere, anytime. Install Zodiac Psychic now and find your spiritual advisor.
For so long, everything was difficult because I was allowing it to be and almost finding more comfort in that chaos.
My psychic advisor really helped me stop and take a breath and look within and be okay with what was happening right now.
Having that 24/7 access is amazing. Just a quick moment to get some clarity.
We are here on a journey and we can't always control it. All we can do is be along for the ride.
Okay, welcome back. So, when, we were talking about the beginning stages of a relationship, when are there signs that it's done? Like, you just need to move on.
When you find out that they're actually cheating on you.
When you find out they're cheating.
Yeah, that's definitely over. It's over. Don't.
That's the relationship's description of cheating.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah. When you find out that they're with somebody else, that's it. It's time to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in giving someone a second chance when you found out they've cheated on you with somebody.
Right.
I think once that's happened,
Mm-hmm.
their interest has definitely gone to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
It's dangerous on many levels.
Right.
It's involved, and
Mm-hmm.
I think at that point in time,
Mm-hmm.
if I could control what people do, I would tell them get away and run.
Right. Now, Sandie's link to Keen is in the description below, guys. You guys can click it and connect with her. You can go ahead and hop in line because she'll probably have a client waiting on her now, but hop in line and you can actually talk with Sandie. You're normally on when, Sandie?
Say again. Sorry,
When do you normally turn on Keen?
Every
When
day.
are you normally available?
Every day from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Yeah, so you're on a good bit. You're able to help a lot of customers.
Correct.
The other thing is when you feel indifferent about the person as a human being. Like, you don't care if they're around or not.
Right. Well, see, look, what I find, I tell a lot of my clients when they ask me, does my boyfriend, girlfriend want to be with me?
Mm-hmm.
And I will always answer with, no one ever does what they don't want to do.
Right.
Okay, I'm telling you, that's why we have our criminals, why we have all the people doing what they're doing. People always end up doing exactly what they want to do, whether it's good or bad, right?
Uh-huh.
And if someone doesn't want to be with you, they're not going to be with you.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to be with you. They're going to walk away. And nothing on the planet will get them back. No candles, no crystals, no nothing will get them back. So cheating, let me modify something that I've said. Cheating doesn't necessarily mean they don't want to be with you.
Mm-hmm.
But it also means that they're interested in fulfilling their needs with other people.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't think I personally don't feel it's a healthy environment for someone to be in. But not wanting to be with someone and being indifferent, there's no missing that because they're not going to be there.
Right.
They're gone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. They're gone. And nothing is going to bring them back.
Right.
Once someone has lost feelings for someone, that is definitely gone, over. They're gone. They're going to pack their bags. They're permanently gone, and nothing is going to bring them back. And one thing people shouldn't play with, and I find people do this as a slightly different subject, is don't break up with someone just to see if they're going to chase you and come back.
Yeah. That's
That's not work.
an asinine thing. It's like burning your house down just to see if you can build another one.
if it's going to grow back.
Yeah.
Not going, right? And don't do that, because I'm telling you right now, it does so much damage
Mm-hmm.
that like it's finished. It's going to be permanently finished no matter what. So every time someone says, is someone coming back? Yes, they might come back, but remember, you've done a lot of damage because you went and played a really bad game with the relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
So what if people think their relationship is in trouble? What are some things they can do to bring it back?
Well, it depends what kind of trouble it's in. You know, it depends what's going on. If it's simply because their partner's exhausted and they've kind of lost interest sexually or whatever, then have a night at home. Don't go out. Make sure you're alone. Get the kids babysat or whatever you need to do. You know, invest in that and have a night of seduction. Simple as that. You know, like, you know, low candles, peaceful music. Order a pizza. You don't have to cook anything special. Have a night of pampering and loving your partner. Just loving them in whichever way they need to be loved. You know, be positive with your partner and create positive memories with them. And that will possibly bring them back around to, you know.
Right. You know,
so, yeah.
What about when there's not really communication going on in the relationship?
You sit down and you tell them that. I feel that we're not talking about important things clearly. And why do you think that is? And they might say, because every time I try and talk to you about blah, blah, you start arguing with me. Don't argue with your partner if they're disagreeing with you. Because as soon as you start arguing with someone and yelling at them, it creates pressure in their head. They can't deal with it. They want to tear their hair out. And the first thing they want to do is grab the keys and get in the car and drive as far away from you as possible. Right? You sit down, and if they're saying things that make your skin crawl, listen to what they're saying. If you're listening and you're open to hear what they're saying, then communication will open up, and you'll be able to deal with whatever the issue is. You know, every morning you got this really bad breath and I can't handle it. You know, maybe brush your teeth better when you go to bed, or brush them in the morning. You know, whatever it is,
right?
Or you know, it could be, I don't know what it could be. I don't like the way you eat with your mouth open. Maybe you could close your mouth.
Or they just get starting to feel like, you know, and everyone feels this way in a relationship. Every relationship, at one point or another, you will feel taken for granted.
Yeah, there's that one where you feel like you're not appreciated. What you've got to look at your definition of being appreciated and whether or not you're appreciating that person as well. Right. Because, you know, appreciation is a two-way street. You can't expect someone, like, it goes back to the double standards. You can't expect to be appreciated and then abuse your partner when I get, like, say you've been at home with the kids all day, and yes, that's work. No one's saying it's not work. I've done it myself, right? And have them come home, and then you don't care, and you're doing this, and you're having fun at work, and you're blah, 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 blah. It's over. It's completely, you got to be, you feel the person coming over from work feels taken for granted because they've come in, they're tired, you're not asking how they are, how their day was, right? All you care about is what you're going through, and you're taking for granted that they're okay. Right. So being taken for granted goes two ways.
Right.
All right. So you've got to look, I always feel that you've got to look at how you're behaving with your partner. If you're feeling taken for granted, are you appreciating your partner and what they're doing for you? And looking at it from their perspective as well. You know,
and I think sometimes in relationships, the niceties fall off. You forget to say thank yous. You forget to say pleases. You know, and I've proven this time after time again with my clients. They'll call me. He doesn't talk to me. He comes home, he kicks your shoes off, and, you know, goes and takes a shower, and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, when's the last time you stopped in and told him thank you for coming home? I was worried about you. Well, I ain't done that in years. Why would I have to thank him for coming home?
Exactly. Oh, why is it not okay for him to come home and take his shoes off and have a shower and relax for a second? Why is that not okay to begin with?
Right.
And then when he's all done, are you feeling better? You know, how was your day? Thanks for coming home. And, you know, and he'll be like, he'll return most likely saying, yeah, it was okay. What was going on with you? Or he's like, I had a really bad day. I really don't want to talk about it. Do you mind if we just don't talk about it right now? And I respect the other person. I really feel like some people don't think people are people that they're dealing with, that they have any emotion. But I find a lot of women, actually, and you may hate me for saying this because we always want our emotions reinforced and heard and whatnot. Women don't think men have emotions.
Because they're trained not to.
That men are made of rocks. They don't have any feelings. They don't feel anything. And I find that infuriating. I said, your man, he hasn't touched me in a week. Has it ever occurred to you that he's exhausted? From what? Working. But I work, and yet you're not exhausted. He is. Different people have different physiology. He's not. He's feeling exhausted. Maybe you're not, but he is. But it's like this kind of, he can feel exhausted, like he's human, like he's actually having a human feeling. They're human. Men are human beings, and I find that a lot of women do take that for granted.
They do. And then this other thing that's been floated through the relationship community sets me off. Relationships are 50-50. No, they're not.
They 100%.
Something that I put into my relationship a few years ago. I'll look at my partner and go, I've got 10. What do you got? And he'll flip his phone and go, I've got 20. Or, I've got 80. I'll got it. And it's that, how much energy do you have? How much energy do I have? How much can we put into
whatever? Right. Exactly. You have to understand that all throughout, we're all human, and we're dealing with other human beings that are going through different kinds of thought processes and physiological processes. Like they may have diarrhea. You don't know what's going on.
Right.
Or you can answer the phone. Was it ever occurred to you might be in the bathroom or in the middle of a meeting at work or something? Why is it always the go-to? Oh, he's sleeping with someone else. Why is that always the go-to? Why can't it be something? Why can't it be something real? Like, because they're a human, right?
Right. Or mine. Oh, I had it on silent. I have been in meetings all day. I turned the phone on to silent.
Yeah, which is reasonable.
Which is normal. It's his routine.
Yeah.
The other thing that drives me crazy, and can you explain this to me from your perspective?
Sure.
These women and men too do it too. Oh, he liked her post. He comments on her post and he didn't comment on mine.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I've actually had people talk to me about this. Listen, it's just a post he took an interest in for a second. He liked it. Means nothing, meaningless. Pictures are meaningless. Pictures are meaningless, by the way. I can make you and me look like we're in this romantic relationship when we're not. Right. By just simply having a picture of us taken together with my arm around your shoulder. People will read all sorts of stuff into that. Just because you like someone's stuff doesn't mean you're in love with that person. Because they haven't noticed your post yet and haven't liked it yet doesn't mean they're not in love with you. This is what drives me crazy about social media. People place way too much importance on nothing.
Well, not only that, but they don't understand social media. If anyone would go look at, my liking of Sandie's stuff and Sandie's liking of my stuff, because, we share and all, she gets all the funny memes. I get all the coffee memes. Like, she'll find the really cool Trekkie memes to post up. That type of thing. They would think we're dating, and it's like, no, we're just friends and colleagues and have worked at work forever, and she gets all the cool shit. You know what Facebook does now? It throws that up in my feed. Like in the morning, I'll wake up and like Sandie's done posted 20 things on, cats and yoga this morning. You know who I don't see in my feed?
Will do things. Facebook will do like another thing going away from Facebook for a second. The dating sites.
I
don't know if you heard this new on Hinge. Hinge. And the commercial says once what you've done with Hinge, you kill it, right?
Right.
But the reason they have that is because other dating sites, right, don't have that kill switch, right? Once you've signed up for a dating site, but you're finally in a relationship, you forgot to shut off the app or delete it. You forgot to do that. That will send you messages from other people. Right?
Well, not only that, but it shows you active when that message gets sent.
Right, exactly. And then you might look at it out of curiosity, which is normal human nature.
Or you're
curiosity.
trying to figure out how to cancel the service.
Yeah, and you look at it, and then all of a sudden your partner's going, "Oh my God, you're on a dating site and you're screwing someone else, and my God, my life is over, and we're over, and it's finished. I'm breaking up with you. I'm calling Keen."
Well, call us first so we can explain to you that, it is easier to cancel a Netflix account than to cancel a Christian
Dating site.
Mingle account.
It is exactly correct, and that's why Hinge is doing so well, because you can cancel Hinge, right?
Yeah.
So, women, men out there, if your partner's got an old app on their phone and they haven't closed it off properly or deleted it properly, not because they're trying to do anything devious,
Right.
don't get bent out of shape if suddenly they get notified over something, because they haven't figured out how to turn off notifications, or they haven't figured out how to do whatever. They're not tech savvy. So leave them alone. All right. If they're with you and loving you, that's all you need to focus on. That's another thing. All that really ever counts in a relationship is how your partner is dealing with you and how you're dealing with your partner. It doesn't matter what exes are doing. It doesn't matter if the ex went out there and said, "I still like Joe," or "I still like Susan." It doesn't matter if they like your partner. They're allowed to like your partner. It's not an offense. It doesn't mean they're going to run off in the sunset together. And if I'm telling you right now, if your partner wanted to be with their ex and their ex wanted to be with your partner would be with their ex. They would be in a relationship and you wouldn't be in it. You would not be part of it.
Right.
So people
darling, we're out of time. So tell them how to reach you.
All right. Well, you've got my information there, but let me look at my phone, because I never remember my
extension.
I never do. So it's 01068. You can find me. Keen, whatever.
1-800-ASK-KEEN.
Yes. And 0, I'm getting old, 1068.
Yep. Or Sandie Star.
Sandie Star.
Yeah, she's right up there. So you guys could check her out on Keen.
Yeah.
And I will see you guys next Friday with another interesting guest.
I look forward to seeing you another time. You take care, guys. See you later.
Bye.